Hi people, you're probably sick of looking at my face over the last few days. Anyway, this is something that I want to pick up on, and Mandy McCockney and I were speaking about this yesterday to two of these blue bib officers at George Square after everybody had marched down to in the afternoon. So we waited and we spoke to these blue bib officers, which is meant to be police liaison officers. And it was not an embracing conversation. Now, this is one of the things that I was discussing. I says, I'm quite concerned about this paramilitary type of policing that's coming in. And they just didn't agree with this, and they got quite hostile and blah, blah, blah. All we have to do is, and I've been following this for the last 6 months, is look back to January the 11th, when I was arrested alongside other people. And you just have to look at this paramilitary, I will get myself around that, type of policing that we're getting used to. The Americanised cap, the North Korean masks, and the biometric engagement. And this is soon going to be normalised, because we've had it in for the last 9-10 months with these police. So they think there's nothing at all wrong with that. Now, I spoke to one of them about what we had uncovered with their own standard operating procedures, with uniform and what they have to wear and adhere to, and their procedures. And it says, officers must ensure that their face is not obscured when engaging with members of the public, unless undertaking duties such as public order, when circumstances dictate the use of specialist clothing and equipment. Now, this one who I spoke to, and he was pretty old school, had been in a lot of years. Well, I don't know how that's affected him, but his answer was not great. He says it was his choice to wear a mask. I thought, really? I says, well, you're going against your own standards of procedures. And he says, oh, there's too many procedures for them to read. Far too many. Now, that's concerning. It's a pity they didn't uptake that when they were reading selective regulations that they were enforcing, that they had no statutory powers to enforce. As their superior, Ian Livingstone, has told us in the Freedom of Information request, that the legislative state is nil about gatherings under 30 or over 30. So as they were enforcing regulations that they had no statutory power to do so, it's a pity he just couldn't have, a lackadaisical attitude to not reading these selective ones, So I really just had to say, you've been great company, and just leave that, because it was really obviously somebody who really didn't understand the law, and is out there trying to enforce what they believe is the law, So my next video that I've came across is this, and honestly this concerns me, and it ties in with the actual, them trying to get this protesting bill and this new policing bill through. This, I believe, and this video circuiting round, was apparently in London's Hyde Park last night. And this character here, he's got about 5 minutes in total of footage. I believe he's a crisis actor. And I say that with confidence because anybody with an ounce of common sense who's got blood gushing out their face would not be putting other human beings at risk, or theirself any further. There's enough of these characters standing around for him to go in the background or go and seek emergency treatment. This is all staged from the think tanks, and we're the cannon fodder. Why did the mainstream media say there was 1,000 people protesting in London when it was 1 million? There's quite a difference. And why did the police wait until the end when there wasn't 1 million there, but maybe a few thousand, I don't know. And then they went to break up a party. This is about obligation and change agents, you know. And, you know, this will be your frontline headlines over the next few weeks. Now, the police just can't take all this blood and riots and unruly crowds and blah, 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 you know. And we need this bill through, you know, to protect the police and the great job they're doing and blah, 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 you know. And the next thing we know is that our right to protest, our right to gather, is out the window. Because we're feeding the monster with this. If people just be acutely aware of what they're being exposed to, you know. And it's really horrendous, because these think tanks, as I say, have got it all in front. They're thinking this up, you know, months in advance, and they're masters at it, you know. Who would have thought that you would have got a mass amount of people, millions, to go about with these things over their face, whatever you want to call them, muzzles, whatever, you know, restrict their own breathing, you know, with 10 pence Teflon biphenyl A laced masks, you know. But, you know, finishing off, I was just reading something, and it was very, very minor, and in the corner of a newspaper, and it says, England is hoping, and it's the small things that you read. Remember, it's always the small print that you read, and a lot of people didn't choose to. England is hoping to have all these face masks and blah, blah, blah away by the summer. But new restrictions may be put into place if we go into another wave. I would like to wave bye-bye to all this. Wave, you know, because we know that's coming, you know. They're now manipulating India. So we've been round the globe, we've been to India, we've been to China, Brazil, you know, it'll be the Scottish mountains next, it'll be, you know, the rivers that, you know, have got all this disease that's coming, you know, and infection and viruses, and because it was a willful compliance of the public, you know, that have binded us into this without questioning and without asking and without looking at wording. We invite you for a vaccination. Decline. I don't accept your invitation. We're engaging. I don't want your engagement. You know, we're in a partnership. I'm not in a partnership with anybody. You know, the wording is very important. This is what gets you into the contract, into the relationship. It all looks very subjective and nice and cosy. It is the complete opposite. You know, this is not true. They are not trained, or shouldn't be trained, to stand and put other people at risk. More so yourself. So you can look at that footage of that video yourself, it's up there, and just be acutely aware of what's going on, people. And I'm sure you've seen enough of my face over the last couple of days. Take care. Bye.